show, and he came back and said, "Oh, I can't play the Bishop." And I was like, "That's a great idea." And it was luckily when he came to see my show, I didn't know he was in, because I grew up with this show and I grew up in awe of this guy. But there's something about the role of Jean Valjean which is like a Hamlet, really. So at some point you have to divorce yourself from all the things you know, and then it just became. And actually, I did talk to Colm, but I can't even remember what the advice was. I asked you for something, and you just stopped me and you said, "Hugh, I just did what felt right to me, man." And he goes, "The thing with Jean Valjean, you got to do what feels right, really deep inside, and then you can't go wrong." And that was all you said to me, and I remember.
Tell the story your way. Tell the story your way, because I'm different than you. You're different than me. You're saying different than me. So you tell the story your way, and you get the honesty and the purity of the story out your way, and don't copy or emulate anybody. You know?
The first thing we sung. Was the first scene we shot was our scene. So it was kind of amazing, and I tell you could hear a pin drop when Colm walked on the set, because we're in England, of course, and where it all began, and everybody reveres this guy, and here he was, and it was a bit of a passing the torch. So it was amazing.
Do you remember that guy talking about funny incidents that I think he was a carpenter. I didn't have funny incidents on set because I wasn't that long on set. But there was this one guy, and he was full. You remember him cracking jokes all the time?
Billy.
Probably Billy.
Yeah, Billy Frost.
I worked a lot in graveyards with this guy at 3 o'clock in the morning, Winchester graveyard. A lot of it was shot around freezing cold and all that. But anyway, this guy came up to me one day and he said, "You know, Colm," he says, "that the guy who invented the crosswords is buried here." He says, "Really?" He says, "Yeah, 4 down, 2 across." Isn't it fantastic? More laugh at that guy, yeah. And that bed scene that was cut out that I was in, remember where you were supposed to... I fell asleep, I was so tired. Remember, I fell asleep, fell fast.
You were snoring.
He came up to me and he whispered in my ear, he says, "Colm," he says, "I can't get you a Bible for the bedside." He's a props guy. He says, "Would the Reader's Digest do?"
We'll take one. I have to look where the microphone is.
Oh, good evening, or good afternoon.
Raise your hand where you have the microphone.
Hi, I'm back here.
Go ahead.
Thank you, gentlemen, so much for such genuine, loving performances. It was amazing. Mr. Hooper made some incredible directorial choices with that camera. How close was it? It feels like it was right here when you watch it.
Yep, it was close. When I said we rehearsed, that's how we rehearsed. It was not ever sitting back. Even in my audition, I sang for about 15 minutes, and the rest of the time he was literally pulling his chair up in the audition. He goes, "All right, man, so let's just do this soliloquy. Don't worry about me, We're just starting a bit. I'm going to be in closer. Just make it a lot softer and go. All right. Getting to know you." It was close. We all became very good friends, and Tom actually operated quite a lot of the time as well. So it felt, I don't know, those cameramen really, they did unbelievable stuff. I can sometimes see them. They're all dressed in costume in some of those crowd scenes, because Tom would run whole scenes, whole sequences for ages. You know, he loved to run from beginning to end, not chop it up. So sometimes, if you watch very closely on the DVD, you're going to watch camera, and they were unbelievable, and they worked tirelessly, and we all got to know each other very, very well. We laughed together and cried together.
For you, Hugh, actually, because I admired your work ethic and your amazing energy so much. Where does Tom Hooper get his energy from? And that kind of passion and drive. Where does he get that from?
I think he takes on projects. If you think about it, 2 months after winning the Oscar, he decided to take for the King's Speech. He decided to take on a movie musical. You don't do that. You take an easy one. I said to him, I said, "You sure, man? Because there's a lot of people in graveyards, who have done movie musicals.
He did John Adams before that, which won 13 Emmys. This was a risk.
It was a risk. He wanted it all sung through. The original script was not. It was 70% singing, 30% dialogue. He wanted us to sing live, which had never been done before. I think he by the way, had to convince people to do it that way. And in fact says, I will not do it unless we do it this way. So he took a lot of risk on himself. A lot of drive. He's a genuine leader. He's passionate. And I think if you look at what he chooses things that probably scare him a little bit, that challenge him, that maybe haven't been done before, and that's that kind of drive that gets him going. But I never forget, 11 o'clock one night, I said, man, your energy, how do you do it? And he goes, man, if I could just get a fresh crew, I'll just keep on going.
I don't know, I was looking at, there's another character, Cameron McIntosh, that people don't see a lot of behind it. I mean, I'm on that set and he's talking to me about what he wants me to do at the end of this month. Now this is 7 months ago or 8 months ago we did that movie. He's already like 7 or 8 months ahead of you, and he's talking about what he would like you to do. He wants me to be in New York next weekend, which I can't be, and then do something else the following month. But I know that he was totally on board with like doing this live, and he's one of the main guys to push that through. Yeah, he's just an amazing, like he branded this. I mean, a lot of people don't. I mean, with all due respect, all you see with Les Miserables and the branding is the girl's face, and that's a business move. It's a business move. He sells the brand. He doesn't sell the musical. The people in it, obviously, are great in it, but Cameron knows how to sell. And it's 28 years later, and the movie is still, the movie is fresh. Brought another fresh dimension to it, and the musical's now a new lease of life. He is this amazing man that keeps that thing moving, and it takes a lot of energy and a lot of sort of intellect to do that. He does that.
And talk about risk, he could have destroyed his own brand if it wasn't that good. It wasn't this good. It had to get 8 Oscar nominations or it wouldn't reach the bar of that. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Well, you saw the fate of the Phantom of the Opera, and like it's a very, very dodgy medium to take on. But yet he took it on, but he is relentless in what he wants. Relentless. And that's it.
We'll take a couple of more. I think we'll go to this